WGR Garage is back at it, guys. So hey, it is a tracker day today. So we actually got that fuel cell finally installed, and it's all bolted in, everything's done on it, and we had to modify it. We had to take that tank and actually make it more narrow, drop our fuel pump in there, all that good stuff. So today's episode is going to be about the tracker and about that fuel cell, guys. Stay tuned and enjoy. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but that square is kind of the outline of the lid, I guess, or the axis panel that I'm going to be creating to get to my fuel cell. So that'll help with a lot of stuff, troubleshooting or whatever it may be. And it's going to be easier to mount it, I guess, too. So anyways, that's what I'm cutting out. This panel, and what I'll do is I'll just weld on, another 1/2 inch edge around it, and then it should just sit right down back in there. And then I'll just use a couple self tappers or Velcro, I don't know, whatever's easiest. So we'll get her put back in there after the fuel cell gets mounted up, and we've got access to everything. Be nice and clean. Alrighty guys, so this is the original fuel pump and fuel level float thing, whatever this is. Tells you your fuel level. So it's too deep. My fuel cell is probably about this deep, and then the original tank's this deep. So originally I was going to build something on the fuel cell to raise it, but I feel like the easiest way is to cut, I'll measure it, but maybe 2 inches or 1.5 inches. If I cut 1.5 inches out of here and then just re-weld it together and obviously shorten up this tube. And then same thing with the float. However much I cut out of here, take the float and move it up. So I might have to fill in this little gap with a piece of plate or something, or just move this up and then tack weld it in a couple spots right to here. So that I think is the route I want to go. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll cut 2 inches out of here, move this float up 2 inches. I think it'll still, we'll see. Maybe it'll never read full, but at least it'll read empty. Alright, in order to weld aluminum, I have a TIG welder, Miller TIG welder, running on AC. And this is what I have for a tungsten sharpener. So if anyone wants to hook it up and sponsor or just let me demo something, I would greatly appreciate that. But for now, I'll just use this little eBay one that I got and sharpen some tungsten. Alright guys, here's the finished product. These are my welds. Not too shabby. And then these are the original welds. Who the heck is welding these things? Good for you, buddy. I hope they're paying you. I hope they're paying you a lot. If they're not, you need to quit and go somewhere else. But anyways, I think it'll do. We will leak test it tonight and start messing around with mounting it tomorrow at some point, I think. Or maybe we'll do it tonight. We'll see. Anyways, progress. Alrighty guys, we are going to be tackling the skid plate / fuel cell mount today. So that's the goal, is to get that thing mounted in there safely and pretty strong. So I got some square tubing, quarter wall, and we are going to be putting that on the inside of the rail, probably notching it a little bit and running it across, and then we'll plate the bottom with 1/4-inch steel plates. So she'll be strong and it'll be plenty protected from any sort of rocks or ledges or anything like that. We also got my buddy Steven.
What's up, guys?
He's going to be helping out today, so we'll see how far we can get. Hopefully we get it knocked out, but stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're just trying to make sure to see if the gas tank can come out, because that would suck if you... Yep, it goes all the way out, man. Yeah. It's legit. So the last piece of the puzzle is going to be welding some small tabs onto here, this way, and that way we can run bolts through. So it'll go through the skid plate, through the tank mounts, and then hold everything in place, and then you'll still have this to access stuff. And I might be lazy and I might just leave this to fill it up. I'm not 100% sure yet, so we'll do that. And this is for the fuel pump, as you remember. So we'll stick that thing back in there and start building the skid plate for it. Alright guys, Steven did a good job, and I totally forgot to push record and get all his hard work on there, but It looks great. So we'll slap this thing on. I think we're gonna eat some food, but we'll be putting this thing on, and there'll be we'll put some bolt holes in it, or poke some holes through the metal, and be able to bolt it to those 1/4 inch thick square tubing that we put up there. So that's the game plan, and then we'll make it cool from there. About the only downside to working overhead. Get those nice shavings all over you. Looks like it snowed. Okay guys, last thing on the fuel cell is going to be these side mounts, I guess if you want to call them. I need to weld these on there, side tabs. I need to weld this onto the tank, and I'll be able to put bolts through on this side and the same thing on this side. So that is what is up next. So let's get to welding. Alrighty guys, so that is pretty much the fuel cell mounted. I got some extra welding I still got to do on these pieces of tubing right here, the cross pieces. We still got to weld those in solid, but it is bolted in. Everything clears really well. This is pretty close right here, so I might actually have to notch that just a little bit to put a cap. This just needs to be capped. This is a breather line, so and then I got to figure out what are these. But anyways, yeah. Alrighty guys, that's going to be a wrap on the fuel cell install. So I'm pretty stoked at how it came out. I think it looks really good, really strong and beefy. I still got a little bit of welding to do on those main square tubes that I tack welded to the frame. I'll get those welded up off camera. And I believe next episode I'd like to try to plumb this fuel pump and see if we can't start this thing. So I have cut out a lot of emissions, so we'll see what codes it throws. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. And like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. And we will catch you on the next episode. Peace out, guys. Thanks.